double some other teams who did maybe not take care enough of the French teams. So I think there's still some hope for the French teams. However, and it's unlikely for me that the French teams do high performances.
Okay.
Due to the difference of experience, which is rather radical from players who have been playing a long time on the formats that will be presented at Worlds. So most players also expect on having a podium on the side events such as a French format.
What,
They're
what I what I
hoping a lot.
what I really like about this situation is that how do you feel, Henka? This feels like a mutual respect because we were talking like informally with Henka here before this stream, and we feel like the French teams should have quite a powerful advantage that you could really put a strong challenge in this format.
Yeah, especially in French format, I think
Yeah.
they should be like at the top, especially in the beginning. Like they should be really competing about the top places, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And of course, French format, anything can happen. We played it last year in Sherman Oaks, and it was a little bit different with different setups.
Mm.
But I think because we are used to playing the Swede format, that means that any player can tag the base as many times as they want, and you're not defending. You're attacking. Both teams are attacking against one base, and we had a huge problem in the beginning in French format to get the rotation, because now every player of your team has to come into the base and attack the base when you're attacking, because as you said, you can only tag the base 3 times.
Yeah.
So, and this is something that the French players have been doing, and they are used to the rotation, and the players are used to coming into the base, because I think many of the teams, European teams, Nordic teams, has a strong player who is sniping, or who is in the back. He's not used to coming into the base and tagging the base and defending the base from inside. So that's a major difficulty for a lot of players, and surprisingly good players have also surprisingly big difficulties in just tagging the base. They're used to sniping in the back, so it's going to be really interesting. But I'm hoping and I'm expecting the French teams to succeed well in this.
And as you said, especially in the beginning, so they can create a huge, I think, point difference before the international teams even get a chance to adapt.
Yeah.
So then I also agree with Mathis that with our experience, like players like me and you, well, probably we will catch up quite fast. But how well, that is a big question. It is still a major change. One of the most significant changes of the gameplay is the fire rate.
Yeah. So and that's a discussion that we are gonna talk about maybe later also in the main event, but it's a discussion that Australians and we also have a lot of times that it's the biggest setup change when Australian players come to Europe and they have to play 1 shot per second, and if we go there we have to play 2 shots. So even if it sounds maybe for a lot of players or newer players as a small difference, but it is the biggest difference that you can make in this. So we'll see. It's gonna be fun to adapt to something new.
Yeah. But I really like what Matti said, that the French players have kind of accepted and received the 1 shot per second quite well. So I like the attitude, and I hope all the US and European players can show the same attitude towards multi-shot per second. We are still playing the same sport, though with different settings, and I'm really interested to see if GP goes to O's Nats, that what you're able to do and how fast you're able to adapt.
Yeah, that's something we're planning, and I'm really hoping that we will make. We have already opened a discussion with Australians about that, so it looks like it's gonna happen, but we'll see, and the final decision is gonna be made after Worlds. But yeah, as you said, I think we're such a small sport, the community worldwide. So number one is to respect, even if we play different kind of game types or setups. Number one is to be able to respect the other one's opinion and try their setup and their games before you can judge them. So.
Yeah, I totally agree. So this kind of black and white, good versus bad settings, and these kind of things. So I would like to see many of the experienced players to get rid of that kind of black and white thinking. So,
and in my opinion, if you're a good player, you're able to adapt to anything. It's just a matter of time, like how long it takes to adapt. And that's also why we're planning this trip, so we can play against the best of the best on their setup. And we have already proven ourselves, I think, in Finland and like worldwide, outside Australia. So that's why we want to go there.
And if you play a long career, you need to adapt. So you have two choices. Either you adapt and then you start complaining that it was better in the old days and you lose a lot. Yeah. So two options. But in the long run, the way to adapt is the only thing. What we saw in Finland was, for example, the Jyväskylä teams bringing out some new things. And I think whoever will challenge GP will probably invent a new style of positioning, new tactic, or new way to practice completely, or innovate something new. I see it like a startup in the corporate life. So and your kind of teams make that requirement. That can be the only time to beat, and maybe when somebody finds that, then the table has turned and every team has hard time to beat that one. And it will always happen.
That's true. But maybe to sum up the French format a little bit, Mathis, who is your pick for, let's say, top 3? Who do you think is going to be in top 3 in French format?
For the top 3 in French format, I would like it to be 3 French teams. I would probably say Belfort Lions. Since it's the local team, I think they have a real advantage for that. I also think that Dabu will do excellent results in this French format. They have, they're not used obviously to play together, except 2 players who are one of the best duos in France. So I think, however, on the paper, they have really strong players. So I think they can have a good performance if they manage well their communication. And for the third spot, I wouldn't say any team, but I would like it to be a French team, but I would also like it to be an international team to show that players from other countries can adapt to this format and have fun and performing results on this format.
Okay, and what would be that international team then?
I think GP is obviously a team that is very strong and that can easily adapt. However, I think it's also hard to evaluate the other teams that I haven't played against. But I think it will have to be a strong team who has good communications and who has been playing around for a long time. And I think GP is a good candidate. If I fold well, they're playing together since 2011. That's it.
Okay. Thanks. So the next discussion topic would be the solo event. And for the viewers that might be a bit newer to the game, so what we mean with solo is everybody against everybody. So you are a one-man team, typically with around 20 players at the time at Worlds, and your idea is just to shoot people enough to gain score advantage. And the more you shoot people, the better your scores are. Obviously, you cannot take too much of hit by yourself, but usually the decision thing is that you shoot enough of others, maybe not caring so much of how many times you get shot.
Yeah, well, that's usually, and you usually have a different type of players also, but that's the main point, that just shoot other people. But then you have snipers who usually plays well if the game goes their way. In other words, that they take a spot, and if they get kind of lucky in getting enough traffic in front of them, they will place well because they don't take hits.
Yeah.
And then you have like you who are more of a brawler type, that you go close and you wanna dominate a small area and brawl with people. So you have these kind of different players.
Yeah.
Main point is to shoot more than you get shot.
Yeah, I actually liked you bringing up these different styles of gameplay. That's actually one thing we discussed with World's Council. So we who
Oh,
are
country,
kind
sure.
of arranging the worlds every time with of course the local people. We wanted to create kind of meta thinking behind the rules, and it was to make everybody with different game styles equal chances of winning. And the four different styles we usually refer to are snipers, as you said. Then we have roamers, so players who roam around. They walk around rapidly around the arena and are usually always moving. So those dudes kind of players that try to avoid the close distance combat. Then we have the close distance combat players, so duelists that come really close, and sentinels, kind of area guards that guard maybe 1/4 of the arena and try to dominate that. And then these go hand in hand, but at least these four type of players, everybody can win, everybody can survive, and that's what makes the game interesting.
Yeah, and I think it's a good starting point also from the rules perspective to take in account all the types of players.
Yeah.
Especially when I make more like a global community and have the same rules, being able to adapt them to like each country, each tournament.
Yeah.
And we have so much different playing cultures, so I think that's a great place to start with the rules.
Though there is one thing I a bit disagree, or I would like to add something to the sniper thing. You said that if a sniper gets lucky, he can score a lot if he finds a good spot and there is a lot of players. But I think what I many times see with like the world's top levels of snipers, they kind of make it happen. They irritate the other players. They try to make their life hard. Maybe they get a bit nervous and try to find the easy scores, and when they try to find the easy scores between each other, that's what creates the opportunity, that's what creates the bunch of score for the sniper. But I really think snipers can really affect that to happen.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I buy that point. That's true.
Yeah.
If you're a good sniper.
I'm not a perfect sniper. I'm more like, as you know, brawler / sentinel. And what I think is that we've seen many of the sentinels. I see Milky as a sentinel type of player. So area domination. Many of the GP players, many of the Finnish nationals, winners, etc. Though Plug is a bit different story. But we also have Milky online by Skype. So how would you comment on this, Milky? Do you see yourself as an area guard?
Hello everyone. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Perfectly.
Well, you're asking the question regards the solos, right?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I don't play solos anymore, but when I used to play solos, how should I describe? Of course, I go with how the game goes, how it develops, but I try to put myself on the best possible spot to keep scoring.
Yeah, but
I don't know how to else say it.
What I recognized from your gameplay is that you usually never go like super far away. Maybe you back off into a wall and then start a new attack, but you kind of want to keep that medium distance all the time. So you have multiple people to shoot if you are successful.
Hey, we're not revealing here all my strategies, right? No. No, but like solos is totally different ball game. Like, yeah, sometimes you have to go a bit further to wake up. I don't like to play with going brawling unless, of course, you don't have time to wake up safely. But yeah, besides that, I want to wake up safe and start to build up from that. Then, of course, you have players like you who like to go in the middle of all the shenanigans. And
yeah.
Maybe it works for you, maybe not.
Yeah.
And you actually mentioned about Plug. You have this third kind of style of players, which is like totally different. There, it's like also Astma is the same. He likes to roam the arena